So podcasting has so many benefits. One of my favorite benefit is that, well, besides becoming and overcoming my fears, are the opportunities that I have to meet someone like you, Fahad. I would never meet you otherwise. I would not, I would never have crossed paths with you. And as a podcaster, I have opportunities to interview guests from all over the world, just like you do. And the first guest that I had on my podcast was from South Africa, and he had been falsely imprisoned. His name is Rusty Labuschagne, and his story was so riveting. I got his book, and I was in the middle of reading it. I hadn't quite finished it when I interviewed him, but I was just so moved by his experience. I felt so much more grateful when I read the things that he had gone through that were so traumatic. And I remember thinking, I'm so grateful to see the sunshine, because for a time when he was in prison, he was in solitary confinement, and it was dark and he had no one to talk to. I was so grateful I could talk to someone. And I was so grateful to connect with him. I felt a spiritual connection with him. I felt so much love for him. I'm getting emotional when I talk about it, because it was such an emotional experience for me to hear his story and to feel the pain that he had gone through, and to feel the journey that he went through to forgive and to overcome. And he inspired me. He just made such an impact on me. And every single guest is like that. I feel so moved by the connection that I make with them. Honestly, they bless my life. I feel so uplifted. I feel greater hope in my life. And then I feel happy that I have this connection. I feel like I make a new friend. I want to reach through the camera and give them all a big hug. And I wish I could. And some of them I do meet in person, but many of them, I haven't gone to South Africa yet, so I haven't met Rusty, and I haven't met you in person, but I feel connected to you. And I feel like it's making the world a more connected place. In addition, as a podcaster is seen as someone that has a stage. And so it's an opportunity to share a message of something. It's an opportunity to provide education on a topic. For me, it's an opportunity to help inspire people. I love uplifting people. I love helping people to realize that there are so many good things, and that we can overcome adversity, and that when we are going through adversity, there are things that we can do to help us to deal with the adversity. And there are tools that we can use to help regulate our nervous system and to calm our emotions when we feel so stressed. And I love to have other people share their experience of doing those things and what they have learned, because sometimes I look at adversity and I'm in the middle of it, and it just feels like a thick fog. And it's like, I don't understand this. I don't know why this is happening. It just feels awful. Get me out of here. I want to be away from this. But when I hear someone's story and I hear what they are going through and the hard thing that they went through, and now the lessons that they learned from it, it puts me in a forward thinking state where I think, what would my future self tell me about this experience? What's a benefit that I can gain from this? What can I learn from this experience? What quality can I gain? Can I learn to be more understanding of the other person if I'm in a conflict? Can I learn to be more patient as I'm waiting for something that I'm longing for? There's a lot of different ways that we can grow. And so I feel like when I look at things with that perspective, when I'm in adversity, I wonder what miracle I'm going to see. That's one of my favorite questions to ask. Then I feel hope, and my day is different just because I'm looking at the experience differently. And so as a podcaster, I'm able to provide other people with those tools. And so then people want to learn more. I have many people that write to me and they're like, tell us more about the neuroscience. Tell us more about, like when you're coaching someone, tell us more about some of those tools. And then I have people that ask me to speak, and they say, I heard your podcast. Could you come and speak on this topic? And I love that, because I love to share the things that I have learned and that my guests have taught me. I just find that what we're doing is we're making the world a smaller place where there's more love and more connection and more hope.